Okay, all right. All right, so how is everybody doing? I guess everybody is well. Yes, if you are well, can you just type 1111 for me so that I know all of you are well? Yes, I can see that. Manchong, thank you very much. Shane, thank you very much. Okay, so everybody, you know that as time passes by, okay, we need to improve our health. So how are you going to improve your health? Many people has got a focus. We focus on our balance. Okay, staying balanced is something that we need for our work life also. Important aspect for overall wellness also. And then how to keep our stress away. I guess stress is something that is very difficult for many people to cope. Okay, many people to cope with stress. So how are we going to cope with stress? As well as we also need to keep our internal body, the environment balance, also very important to achieve a healthy state of mind. Okay, so let us now understand how our body structure works. Okay, I shall share my screen now. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, can you see my screen, Chihi?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I am Dr. Hiroko from Singapore. So the balancing and healthy begins within. Okay, as you can see from this picture, it's so bluish. I think blue is very soothing to everybody's eyesight, right? Okay, so healthy body made up of healthy cells. And actually, our cells is actually a building block. It's a building block. So trillions of cells make up human body. Okay, so how it make up human body is where very important is the structure. Okay, it make up of tissue, make up of organs make up of different system. Okay, different system in our body. So who are you today is what your body is today. All right. So cells actually help us to take in nutrients from the food. Okay, help to stay nutrients from the food. And also in a way that whatever food that we eat, it digested, eventually it absorbs into our cells, and then it converts into energy. So just imagine if your cells is not healthy, you won't get a lot of energy. Okay, and also cells has also specialized cells. Okay, so what are specialized cells? Specialized cells are actually red blood cells that carries oxygen into all parts of our body. Okay, and then we also have got the reproductive cells that helps to reproduce, especially for the female. And then healthy cells will also make healthy body. Okay, so healthy cells make healthy body. How does it come? So it needs to, cells need to be repaired, cells need to be renewed, as well as cells need to regenerate. Okay, so when all these three adds together, okay, you will make up of complete and balanced trace nutrition. As you all know that our body is actually made up of 70% of water. Okay, 70% of water. Okay, so you might think that which part of our body needs water? Okay, which part of our body needs water? So basically, 70% human bodies are all fluids. They are all fluids. So we have got the cerebral spinal fluids. We have got the tears. Okay, when we cry, we've got tears. When you got flu, you got nasal mucus. Okay, and you also, yes, got saliva. Okay, your bowel duct. Okay, your pancreatic juice, your gastric juices, this all make up of water also. And amniotic fluid, okay, that is where when the mother gets pregnant, you've got your amniotic fluid. For the man, you've got your semen. Okay, and everybody has got intestinal fluid. Okay, so intestinal fluid is where, it contains inside our intestine itself. Okay, and also, and also we have got the blood plasma and then the lymphatic fluid. Okay, so the lymphatic fluid is very important to our immune system itself. Okay, so everybody got it? If you got it, you just give me a 111 so that I know so far you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so this one is what causes the imbalance, okay, of the internal terrain. So factors that affect the internal terrain has got two types. One is the fluid. Okay, you cannot have too much or you can have too little, as well as the minerals, which is the electrolytes in our body itself. So let's go to the fluid itself. Okay, dehydration will set in if you have got diarrhea, vomiting. Okay, so I guess everybody here, you have experienced before dehydration. Okay, how does it come by? Is when you get diarrhea. So when you get diarrhea, you keep going to the toilet and you keep passing out water from your stool itself. Okay, when you do that, you are actually losing a lot of fluids in your body, as well as when you're vomiting also. Okay, even if you are vomiting food, okay, it is also part of fluid also. Okay, as you can see from the picture on top there, left-hand corner, one hand is swollen and the other hand is not. Okay, that is called edema. Okay, edema, whereby many people will get edema if your balance are no good. Okay, your interim in your body fluids are no good, so you will get edema. Later part, I will show you my own testimonial. Okay, and secondly is the minerals itself, the electrolytes. Okay, electrolytes are very huge, has got many in our bodies. We cannot have too much or we cannot have too low also. Okay, so when you're keeping water in balance, will help the nutrients in and out of our own cells. Okay, so far you understand me. Okay, so balancing the water of the amount of water in our body is very important, of minerals. Okay, so movement of nutrients into our cells is also very important. Waste of our cells, and then after which we regulate the function of nerves, our muscles, our hearts, and our brains. These are all the places that we need fluid. Okay, in case if you don't know, our muscles has actually got a lot of fluid also. Okay, all right. So you may think that imbalance interim, okay, will help healthy growth and development of little children. Okay, yes, cells need inside and outside. Okay, as well as little babies, young adults. When you feel tired, okay, that is where your internal terrain is insufficient, is low. And also sportsmanship, okay, those people that play sports, they need to have a balanced internal terrain also. Okay, so look at that little baby there with all the tube. Okay, so if you've got imbalance of internal terrain, okay, this is what will happen: retarded growth, and then sickness all will set in. Okay, so we don't want to have this kind of imbalanced internal terrain in us. Okay, so all right, and the other thing will be energetic. Okay, if you do exercise quite a fair bit, okay, you can see your own body mechanism that sometimes we break down in between. Okay, meaning you get very tired easily. You will not have the drive to do any exercises because your muscles are also being affected too. Okay, so how do we get bioavailable and then the balanced composition of the minerals from? Okay, we will usually try many stuff outside. Okay, all kinds of supplements, and then most of it is if you want to have more supplement, you need to ask your physician for permission before you can take any supplements. Okay. All right. So alternatively, source of minerals will be our sea water from the sea vortex. Okay, so this coming few slides is going to be very, very interesting. Okay. All right, as we all know that soil are very, very rich in nutrition, in nutrients, okay? They are very rich soil. So what happened is when the rain has been washing the nutrients from the soil out into the ocean for many, many years, okay? Then the ocean become very rich. They're richer than the nutrients every year, okay? So what's going to happen is all the areas where the vortex exists, all the nutrients are very concentrated over there, okay? The vortex also attracted many phytoplankton, okay? Many phytoplankton because it can becomes their food sources of growth. So you just imagine in the big sea whereby there is a vortex movement. Okay, so this vortex movement, they will attract quite a number of little species into it. Okay, so when there is a lot of phytoplankton, it attracts the zooplankton also, which feeds on phytoplankton. Okay, after consuming and digesting the phytoplankton, the zooplankton release a lot of bioavailable elements. Okay, all right. So the sea vortex attracts a lot of plankton and then it absorbs into the sunlight and nutrients to produce energy. Okay, so the source from the ocean vortex is very rich. Okay, 78 types of trace element. That is where we can actually find it from the big vortex itself. Okay, so Kington isotonic live plasma itself has got 78 types of bioavailable elements. Okay, so the balancing of the whole internal terrain is the whole body itself. Okay, our brain, our blood, our heart, liver, bones, muscles, kidneys. Right? So in fact, all these places has got a lot of fluids, a lot of fluids. Okay, so who are the person who discovered this live plasma? Okay, they are none other than Rene Kington. He's a French scientist, biologist, physiology, and humanitarian. Okay, he devoted his whole life to explore the ocean, in search of connection of the human internal terrain. Okay, so very great this man is. Okay, he also has got books that documented 2,000 case studies and is being used over 100 years and supported by extensive clinical documents also. Okay, you may want to go to the library to find this book. Okay, I think it should be in French, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw it in the library before. Okay, so this live plasma has actually also helped. Okay, Rene Kington has also helped 70,000 French babies who had gastrointestinal infection like cholera, colitis. Okay, after they take the live plasma, as you can see from the cholera itself, 3 months of treatment and the baby looks good. Okay, as well as the colitis, the baby from 9 months, within 24 hours, okay, he gained 400 grams. And on the 7th day itself, bowel movement had returned to normal. Okay, colitis is something that you don't want to play with because colitis can take a person's life away. Okay, this is an infection of the intestine itself. Okay, so just so amazing that live plasma during the World War I, the French army reported they used live plasma as blood plasma for transfusion. Okay, and saved countless of lives. That is in World War I. Okay, so the composition itself, okay, from the color chart that you can see here, okay, is I would say that it has shown very well results for blood plasma. Okay, different colors will show you different status. Okay. All right, so excellent for body absorption, okay, because it's in crystalloid form. Okay, minerals are in crystalloid form, and Kington isotonic is something that is very good for our body absorption because it's small, minute in crystalloid form. Others are actually colloidal form. Big means it's bigger. Okay, it's 50,000 times bigger size than the crystalloid. So you just imagine if you are drinking Kington right now, okay, it's so minute that it just absorbs into our system itself. Okay, so not only because of that, we also must know how it comes about, Kington isotonic, right? It beats many people how this Kington isotonic come about. So the proprietary process will be cold sterilization, okay? And it's in a pharmaceutical grade facilities. You don't need heat, you don't need UV, and you don't need radiation at all. So it's just mainly cold sterilization. Okay, you might think balance interim. Okay, what is the communication it likes and how does it help? Okay, it helps in many function to our body. Okay, we have got the pediatrician, the children growth, okay, the optimal children development growth. We have the dermatology will be the skin problem. Okay, we have got the reproductive system will be the gynecology, the woman's organ itself. And then we have the optimal fetal development, meaning when the mother gets pregnant, okay, when she consumes Kington isotonic, the fetal will grow, the development of the fetal will grow very well. And we have got for our neuro itself, okay, neurological, okay, it's very good for our brain function. And also we have got for our better respiratory function, we have got our hormones production, we have got the gastrointestinal function too, and not forgetting oral health. Okay, oral health is something that many people overlook. Okay, many people overlook oral health, especially little babies when they are born after milk feed. The parents don't tend to clean the mouth. So very important oral health. All right, so Kington isotonic is complete the composition of 78 bioavailable trace elements that it helps to restore proper function for energy, reproductive in everyday life. It helps us actually basically to make our cells more active and more healthy also. And in the most active stage of life, it's necessary to ensure we get adequate intake of various minerals to maintain daily energy and vitality. Okay, so next I will recommend you 1 to 2 ampoules twice a day. Okay, twice a day, 1 to 2 ampoules before breakfast and 1 to 2 before lunch. Okay, but nevertheless, it's good to carry Kington just 1 ampoule in your bag. Okay, why? Because when any time of the day, when you don't feel too good, let's say you are under the hot sun, or you are studying like Chihi, okay? Things will just snap you anytime that you will not feel too good at all. I think many of us here has this before, has this experience before. Like for me just now, where I was preparing my speech for my words for tonight, I just feel there is a blackout somewhere, just that few seconds only, and Kington Isotonic always on my table with me. Yeah, and after when I drink it, I tell you, it's so amazing. A few seconds later, my cells are replenished again because of this 10 mils of ampules here. Yeah, so I think it's a good advice that put this in your bag at any time where you need it, you just break it, you drink it. Okay, this is something I will call it the emergency water that every household we should have. At anywhere you can reach out, Kington Isotonic. Okay, so let me share some testimonial. Okay, these are some of my leaders, my customer, you know. Yeah, and I just love Kington Isotonic because it's it's beyond words that I can express how after I drink and how it works on me. You know, it's really marvelous, really marvelous. Okay, and if you have not tried, please try.